This is getting episode what?
This is the fourth one we recorded. We have a couple when we were starting.
Yeah.
But just it's funny when you look at it, because when you try to start something like this, you think you have all the equipment and you think it's all gonna go really easily and smooth. And as soon as you push record to get the first one done, it's like, this sounds terrible. Or it looks terrible, or there was something you didn't think of. I know in the first couple, we had to split a mic because a computer won't accept two audio sources, or at least I couldn't figure out how to do it. There were a couple workarounds that were kind of funny that we looked at, and just none of them worked. So it just
the workplaces didn't work.
The workarounds didn't work. So we ended up splitting a mic for at least two episodes, and it sounded okay. I mean, you guys will see obviously, or you have seen, depending on what order release these in, but. So I think we figured it out.
I'm about to find out
how the sound goes, because we tested these, and I hope it sounds good.
Yeah. Comment below if it works.
If it sounds great, then give me a round of applause. Give me something. Jesus. It's been I'll put my Venmo up there. Like, please, whatever you can do on a mission. But it's been a while since we've been back. Just from us connecting standpoint.
Yeah.
We had Thanksgiving was up. I had some work travel. You had some you had a mission trip. Is that, I guess we can qualify as a mission trip, right?
Yeah.
So, and honestly, how'd that go? Bro, it was good. And what were you doing down there? You guys are like rebuilding and kind of putting things in place for, we always think that we're less fortunate when we're in a tough situation, but we have no idea what some of these other countries are going through. And so kind of, give us that.
That was my second one of the years. Usually I try to do at least one a year. And the first one that I did in Belize, I put together, so it was like shooting from the hip, but it ended up being amazing. It had like 8 people that came.
Okay.
And that was my first one. I was like, oh, this is dope. So Belize went very well, so we went to Double Fast.
Yeah.
And we went with Shelly and LaCroix, and we went to Guatemala. And
LaCroix, the church around here. Okay. Those are contacts. We're in Cabo Giro.
Not the drink.
Southern
LaCroix.
Southern Missouri right now. It's kind of where we went to college. This is kind of where it all started. But there's a big church that's not far from anywhere in Cape. If you're familiar with Cape, it's all 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
But it's a good church. I've actually been to it a couple of times, even though I don't really church thing.
I've been
a couple of times, and since then I've actually, I wouldn't say since then, but in the last, 3-4 months, I've been a handful of times trying to figure out a church to go to.
Yeah.
But all of them that I've been to, I haven't felt like the connection that I would like with the church. Whether usually it's like a demographic thing. I go there and
it's all good. Yeah. What's understood?
For lack of better words. For those on audio, the pause should have spoke volumes.
Those from this area.
Yeah, you get it. I don't have any problem with that. I just would like something that's, more of a mix.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Obviously.
Even though church is about your relationship with God instead of, your relationship with those around you. But I think that helps.
Yeah.
And makes you feel a better sense of community, blah, blah. But anyways, LaCroix is a good church in Cape Girardeau, and they do have a pretty good mix. I'd like to think when I was there, it was a good mix, especially young people, and at the time, people that were in college. So it was, it was a healthy assortment of humans.
Yeah, I think things are starting to pick up. Just all around. Culturally.
So you did that mission trip with
through like on Terrace
partnership with this church.
It was more so Shelly.
Okay.
Shelly goes to LaCroix. She
has
a heart for Guatemala.
Okay.
And she knows that I have a heart for Africa and, been to South Africa 5, 6 times. So she was like, hey, let's link up and let's do something in Guatemala. So I was like, all right, bet, I've never been there, but let's make it happen.
You said South Africa?
Yeah, I go to South Africa.
Yeah. Guatemala's not South Africa.
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
I have a heart for South Africa.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, a heart for.
So I was sitting here like, like, if my map is mapping right now, I'm like, I totally riffed on that and Jack flew.
Yeah,
South America. Okay.
Yeah. One takes 20 hours to get there.
Yeah.
The other one takes like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I was going to cross on.
So now he got me out of what I was talking about. But it was a great trip for just put things in perspective. Really like being able to see kids. So this is really messed up. So at first it was just hanging out with the kids and stuff like that.
Right.
So much of kids that have been rescued. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So we're playing with them, playing soccer, hanging out with them, and then you go back into the dorm area or whatever, headquarters. And we're talking about, who we just hanged out, playing around with. And, you find out like real fast and they tell you, hey, read this about this person. So I'm reading and it's like, well, this girl was sex trafficked. Well, this guy sold from her parents to some strangers. Well, this person was physically, sexually, whatever, abused. And you're like, wait, what? This 9-year-old girl, this 11-year-old boy, so it really does something towards like in your heart, and it's just like, all right, what can I do to get back?
Right.
And I'm like, I'm gonna do my best to figure out how to go there every single year. And it's not even materialistic thing. It's just like they saw me, they're like, man, let's do push-ups. Let's do They want to work out. They want to do things, and it's like just that little bit of light that you can give to people. It's absolutely amazing. So. It was great.
It's funny, they're getting excited on push-ups, and we get disappointed if McDonald's is out of vanilla soda or something. It's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, come on, man.
Your food takes 1 minute.
Don't have it that bad. I've heard a couple of stories of people going down there. I mean, it's shanty to shanty, or the houses don't have doors, so people are walking in and abusing families or whatever it is. And it certainly puts things in perspective as to what we should be thankful for it. That's awesome that you go do that trip, and you do that a couple times a year, right? Like at least once a year, if not twice.
So now I'm committed to that one. So I'll be doing Africa, and then I'll be doing Guatemala for sure, and then I think Belize, next year. So anytime you want to hop on a trip,
you know what? I can make time.
Yeah,
I can make time. So let's look at that. I know you said there's another trip, not a mission trip, but you got the gym trip coming up.
It's that Mexico trip. This is that. Ain't nothing. This is good. I'll have a good time.
This is a good time.
Or work out if you can make it to work out. This is go party and have a good time. This is a fun trip.
This is a fun, relaxed trip. Okay, and that's coming up
June. That's June 19th.
June 19th through the 23rd. What's that? 22nd, 23rd. Okay. I'll see. It's my end of.
We got to at least do one.
Yeah, I know. We got to.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it's going to be.
We talk about goals. That's one of the goals.
Okay.
We got to at least do one trip together.
That's fair. We got to put that. That is going to be. That'll be a non-negotiable. In the goals. That'll be non-negotiable.
Even if it's in the U.S.
Even if it's U.S. But U.S. is boring, so let's not do that.
Let's get the homies together, man.
Well, so I'm down with that. I got one coming up in the spring. I'm kind of working on right now. We're gonna go. Ola, myself, and Matt Bell. Ola and Matt we played ball with. We're doing a Japan trip. We're trying to set that up. So we're gonna go for at least 10 days. I'm trying to push for 14, but
your budget different.
Yeah, well, it's not even budget wise, really, because Ola sent over the itinerary and it's all hotels. I'm like, bro, so we can probably Airbnb this for $100. Like,
so y'all going around? You said March,
April. Yeah.
Dang, that's doable, bro.
All right.
You got the budget and everything.
Yeah. We got the whole plan and everything. Yeah. Well, so the finance part isn't locked in yet. I'm talking on my way back. I'm gonna drive back to St. Louis after this, and I'm gonna call live. We're gonna figure out the details, but I'll let you know. I'll keep it posted because I think that if we B&B, we should be able to save a ton of money on lodging. And if we can save it on lodging, then we should have more fun.
Ola lives there? Somebody live there?
Nobody live there. We just going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we just going. We're gonna see Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo.
Done.
Let me know. So yeah, I'll push in the plug for that. But I think it's a good little catch up. So
yeah, for sure.
With the new year coming up, we thought it'd be, I don't know, kind of fun to go through some goals and kind of go through goal setting and what that looks like, because a lot of people, myself included sometimes, we all have goals. We have things we want to do. We have things we want to achieve. And I know that me personally, I've set some goals before and I've never put them to paper or put any kind of structure around them, and just whimsically get this goal and it'll be fire or whatever. And then next thing you know, it's 6 months before I get it done, because I haven't ironed it out and I haven't truthfully focused on it like I should, right? So we kind of wanted to go through some goals. Like let's look at quickly goals better time.
Yeah. What the thing is, like,
I kind of suck with these.
To be honest,
so.
like, people even just like you're absolutely right. I don't know what the statistic is on this, but it has to be like 60% of people don't have goals. Right. And then if they have goals, it's not written down.
Right.
And if it's written down, it's not held with accountability. So it's literally like this. If you don't have goals going into the new year or the next day, it's like just going through life without some type of direction or GPS or anything like that.
And a goal really isn't a goal unless you're putting parameters on it and you are holding yourself accountable, because you can say you want to do something. If you don't really want to do it, it ain't going to get happened.
And the thing is, if you don't have other people hold you accountable, then you ain't gonna get there. You be like, it's just me. Don't nobody know that.
I think there's a good. I think that's why people look for groups, especially for fitness in particular. Like sports, easy example, fitness, sports, whatever. When you show up and you want a group around you that's going to keep you accountable, or people that ask you, hey, where were you at last Tuesday when we were doing CrossFit? You know what I mean? Like, we were there at 5 a.m. What's your excuse? And you're like, I got busy, but because I had to pack my 3 kids up with daddy or whatever, so I can come and make this at 5 a.m. Like, shut up. So, there's 2 elements to that, right? There's element of self-motivation that you got to have, and there's element of being around people that hold you accountable and that are, on the same mission. Now, as far as goals for the new year, when you think about those, I would think about those as, your personal goals that you are going to have levels of self-accountability for, and that you should give it some thought. And I have not done these goals, so I'm going to do my goals live. I'm going to do my goals live. I'll do my goals live, and that might be interesting. But I'll do my goals live. But he's locked in per usual. He's more locked in than I am.
I don't know about that.
Unless with work. Like with work, I'm pretty locked in. I have my work first down.
I gotta say this. I'm proud of you bro. You've been killing it.
Yeah, the work goals is you've been pretty down.
You've been killing. Yeah, but we are gonna get a little personal. You guys get to know my finances and stuff like that as well too. Because to be honest, I don't care. Hold me accountable.
I'll bleep now. Yeah. It'll be a budget.
Yeah. Take it up. So, 2025. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to base it around these 5 spokes or pillars or whatever.
Okay.
All right. So you got mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and then you got emotional. You can do emotional or relational, right? Because a lot of things like we forget the relational aspect. We are relational beings. So, you got that aspect as well.
That's fair.
So number 1, grow closer to God. I got a devotional book that I want to be able to hit this year. It has it for 365 days. So I'm going to be able to knock that out.
So it's a devotional book that has 365 pages
of devotion. So
each one you have to go through every day.
Just every day. So then I sit on it. It's actually one of my mentors. It's his book. I sit on it. That was good. You got me. Well, you don't sit on it.
All right.
Meditate on it.
Okay.
I'm going to meditate on it. Now I'm going to be watching everything. So it's one that you are able to just ask for that day. This is what I need. It's called breadcrumbs. So take that breadcrumb right back, boom, right, and just be able to figure out how to elevate from there. So That's the book. I'm going to be knocking out every single day. And then you have build my traps and my quads. Like the streets. Traps is kind of weak. So what I do is this, and it's different from everybody else because everybody says work out. Okay. People going to the gym but they have no sense of direction.
That's right.
So I got to pick 2 muscle groups and they're usually upper and then lower. So I pick 2 muscle groups that I want to hit up for the whole year. It's weird, isn't it? Because I was like, man, my chest is weak in 23. And that's what I just focused on, and then do my chest. So, yes, traps and quads, physical, and then financial.
And then what are you're just going to do the extra of those every day just to add volume?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when I get in the gym and I start training those, and you're like, okay, well, my biceps. It's crazy how when you focus on one thing, like let's say, man, I want to read this whole book. But if you just said, man, I want to read 2 sentences, you'd be like, man, that's stupid. Let me get at least 5 pages in. Before you know it, you're like, you're reading it.
Yeah.
But we make it so big, like I want to lose 100 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
How about you just go in there and you walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes?
That's right.
You feel me?
Instead of, just make it. I mean, one thing about, sorry to cut you off, but one thing that at least in sales that I've learned or in other, I've had very good mentors just through the years, whether it was hotels or, sales or facility, whatever it is. But we go through some of these sales programs, and one thing we always hammer on is like, if you're going to make goals, especially as a new employee, or you're just getting into this or that or whatever it is, if you're getting into something new, you said what's called SMART goals, right? So the SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and then time dependent, right? So anything you have, instead of your point, like I need to lose 100 pounds, like, okay, so your goal would be like, my goal is 100 pounds. That's specific, right? And then measurable. Well, if I want to do it, what's my timeline? Right? So like, if it's measurable, then I need to lose just under 10 pounds a month. Stretch it to the year, right? Whatever that breaks down to, it will be like 8 something, sure, whatever, 9 points something a month. And then attainable, is that doable? Well, if you got 100 pounds to lose, it's probably doable, right? But you're gonna have to be focused on it. And then if it's relevant, like, why is this relevant? Well, if it's relevant because if I lose 100 pounds, then I'm healthier, then my knees don't hurt as much, right? Because I've offloaded my body. Then all my other health metrics kind of come into balance. Whereas, it's really hard to do that when you're on 100 pounds overweight. And then time sensitive. If you put a stamp on it, then you've got 12 months to do it. So 100 pounds over the course of a year might be a little aggressive just because that's a big goal. And like, one way to do it is to like stack your wins. I always say, hey, make it so you can stack your wins, right? So make it so you can reach it in short term or mid-term kind of timeline. And then with the long term being like the end goal, right? So your short term is like, all right, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 4 months. That one's easy. It's like 5 pounds a month, right? Like, that's tight enough that you're like, all right, I got to grind. And then you do it again. Boom. All right. Then you do it again. Boom. All right. Next thing you know, you're down to 100 pounds or whatever it is. Anyway, it's just something to look at. Scope goal setting. Like, they should have some metrics that you can, some objective metrics that you can put against them. Because somebody could say, go get shape. What does that mean? Go get it shaped. You want to be able to run a mile in 7 minutes? Okay, cool. That's your goal. I want to be able to run faster. Okay, well, how much faster? Right? Let's measure. Let's put a beat on it so you have something that, and then you kind of work backwards from there.
I've heard some meat podcasts that talks about that. This guy learning German, to learning Krav Maga, it's just little things that he just started implementing every single day and just breaking it down like that. So yes.
So you guys really just, or is that spiritual, right?
And then physical.
Okay.
Financial, $15K a month. So when I want to start bringing in, personally. And then
bring it in net positive. On top of expenses.
I'm trying to net that.
Okay. All right.
The gross will be cool, but I'm trying to net it. Continue Spanish class. Well, that's mental. I want to be able to finish that. I was taking it in earlier in the year, and then things got in the way, so I want to get back into it again.
So you want to have fluent? Do you want to be?
I want to be fluent, bro. When I go back to Guatemala next year, my goal is to communicate with the kids.
Right. So that's like a 12-month goal. And then like if you broke it up in quarters, it'd be like, all right, I want to be able to ask where the bathroom is, where the restaurants are, where, how do I say whatever, like little in the month. And then at the end of the quarter, you want to be able to have a decent conversation before you have to break it off and be like, blah, blah, español. No, no, más español, whatever. Like,
¿Dónde es el baño?
¿Dónde el baño?
¿Dónde el baño?
Yeah, ¿dónde el baño? Yeah.
Okay. What's the problem?
I didn't start the work. So be down there in no time.
Have that mental. And then this is one that's all around. This is relational. This is mental. This is emotional. This is physical, spiritual, all of the above. It's Texas transition.
Texas transition.
Yeah. He knows.
Yeah, but you brought that up. Kind of. So, in a nutshell, there is a gym owner in Texas who has reached out and said, "Man, I need you to come. I need you to come help me open up these and set up these things because you've done such a good job locally, right?" And you just went down.
Yeah.
Before Guatemala. You did a week in Texas and then a week in Guatemala. Okay. So yeah, tell us about the Texas trip. That was,
man.
That
Texas trip was amazing.
You've been cooking.
You broke it down so well. That was good.
Yeah. I pay attention. Yeah. I pay attention. I got a Stone Cold t-shirt. Awesome 316. You know what I'm saying?
Completely different.
I said so. I'm just saying I can't ready to whip ass today.
So yeah, he broke it down perfectly. He was a former UFC fighter. That was just like, man, wow, I'm trying to build this 30,000 square foot gym on 4 acres. And I have all the other aspects with the MMA and everything, but would love for somebody, strength and conditioning, health and wellness aspect to come in. And he said, I've already been seeing what you're doing. Literally, I was just watching my stories. And it was a God thing. And that's what he said too. So, we're going to try to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of things that, red tape that has to be ironed out. But other than that, I'm hoping that this will go well. And if it's not that, I just have a feeling that there's a call in there, right, in Texas to see what the opportunities are. Because I barely know this guy. And this happened like this.
Yeah.
This is his movie. He just shot a movie with The Rock that's coming out in 2025. And he's the Dallas Cowboy trainer.
That's
so
wild.
He's showing me like, him, and he got all these guys, and he's like, bro, we are going to do a grand opening where I'm inviting Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach. Yeah, and all these people, because he has a gym with Manny Pacquiao as well. So it's just,
so he's in
for the connections. Yeah. I just need to be around somebody like that to elevate, because I feel like I am a big fish in a small pocket. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that, but I need to be around some other fishes to be able to get to the next level. So
I agree with that. I think that there's ups and downs for small markets like this, right? Like smaller market like this, it's easier to, I don't want to say it's easier, but it's more noticeable to kind of take over and grow. Like you're in a small community and you're growing, you blow up, it's like your blow up is here.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody knows it. Whereas if you're in a bigger market, like,
it'll be tougher.
If you're in like Kansas City or if you're in Nashville or something like that, your blow up would have to be here for people to notice, right? So it's easy to get notoriety here and be seen. And it's also probably a little less risky to do it in a smaller market because you don't have as much to lose.
Yeah.
Damn,
that boy, hey. Yeah. The glasses, man.
Well,
put my glasses on.
I'm just thinking about it. I'm not very business savvy when it comes to being like entrepreneurial stuff. Like I have a lot of that friend.
Me too.
But yeah, but when it comes to like, all right, like just seeing this, just subject this and this makes sense. So going down to a bigger market is man, it puts big fish in big sea, but having the formula already, and you're going down to somebody else that has the formula on a bigger scale, and you get to plug in and
like skin in the game too.
Skin in the
game, 2.2 million into the gym. So he has, he's like, look, I'm trying to retire soon, and I need somebody to be able to take. So it's like, I get to still bring that Be Chosen brand because I can't forget. I can't forget my baby. So.
No, for real. And then when you're down there and you make it, you call your boy to come down there.
So this dude set it up to where I'm praying every day, but to where I'll be standing one of his rental properties, right, for the free ski.
Right.
And for 6 months, just to see, he's just like, man, I don't want you to come down here after about money, blah, blah, try to set you up.
Yeah.
And then there's a world's jiu-jitsu guy. He just won Pans as well, too.
Okay.
And he's like, this crazy black belt, but we're all staying together. And so, man, it'll be dope. Come down and we all just kick
kicking and rolls.
And roll. Yeah. Like, because my goal is to be able to learn that aspect. Like, I remember you guys were in college doing that. And I was like, dang, I should have joined. But I was just trying to build the business and do other things. Yeah. So now I'm like, potentially we'll get a roommate to be able to learn the game from and then just learn that aspect.
That's dope, man. It's I'll tell you, I've very loosely done MMA. Like, my time in the game was very short, sweet.
You can still fight.
I mean, I can rumble, I can handle my own, but it's even in my short little drop in that, that realm, it was so much fun.
Would you say every man needs some type of martial arts or some type of?
Yeah, I would say that somebody needs some kind of something like that. Martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. Every man should have some outlet like that, because there's some lessons to be learned from it, right? Like, discipline is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're boxing and you're not disciplined, you're gonna get popped. If you're rolling with somebody in jiu-jitsu and you're not disciplined, you're gonna get folded up.
Yep. You're not
kickboxing, you're getting kicked in the stuff. I've been, shiny sometimes. I've been all of them. I've been popped. I've been rolled up. I've been kicked in the chest and, dropped, like, just sparring. That's what pads on. Like, it's there's some lessons to be learned, but and then also you get in there and you surround yourself with people that are better than you, and then that kind of
you start elevating.
It translates, and it translates outside of the gym. It translates to if I'm working, I don't want to work with people that aren't. I mean, I want to work with all good people, but I prefer to surround myself with people that I know can outdo me, because then that makes me better, and that gives me motivation to continue to grow and continue to be like, all right, and to think of things differently, right? Because if I'm pounding pavement this way and somebody else comes in and they're doing it better that way, then I got to pivot, because I got to create my value somewhere, right? So it kind of same thing if you're boxing, or if you're rolling, if you're boxing and somebody's jabbing you up, like, you got to find a way to pivot and, like, all right, like, my jab's not working, so now I got to pivot to this.
Exactly.
And if I'm rolling, all right, this guy's lead me into a triangle every time, like, I'm gonna have to pivot. Like, I got to figure out how to bait them and then switch to something else. So I think that everybody should have some form of that in some way, some connection or some degree of connection to that, just to see it. And that rolls back to when you think about sports, right? You think about sports, the whole purpose of getting into sports is to show you how to function in a team environment, or to be disciplined enough in a solo environment and work it on yourself and to build your own self-motivation to, continue to grow and blah, blah.
1,000%.
So,
1,000%.
Yeah, that's my tangent.
So, tax shit. You guys heard it.
Yeah.
Don't be telling anybody, I'm just playing. So, and then after the Texas transition, I had traveled more. Of course, my family was all over the world. So to me, that's spiritual, to be honest. Like, I got to be able to get out, because if I don't, then I just feel so locked in and tied in. So traveling more. And then 2 more. Number 7 is emotional growth. I have a therapist that I'm seeing, and you, like, for real, like, not growing up without a father. It's as a man, you need some type of therapy. I always say every black man needs some type of therapy. Like,
that's every man. Yes, therapy. I'm with you. There's some color coordination of that.
Yeah,
but
I would agree with that too. I think every man. I think everybody. Let's just go.
I would say everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the thing is, when I say black man, it's like a stigma. Like, no, bro, don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah, you gotta be tough.
You gotta be tough. You gotta be hood.
You gotta be dunging it.
You gotta listen to these rap songs. You can't, and it's just like, nah, bro. Like, go share your emotions with somebody, bro. You just spilling, that negativity and that you're spewing it on somebody else, and now that person is hurt, and they go hurt somebody else. Yeah. So it's like it's just a lot of hurt. in that culture.
And I could be wrong too, because I didn't grow up in this, but there's some subcategories in Black community, whether you just grew up as a regular, you're just Black. And then there's like the African American community. Yeah. It's like they're African, like an African household is a whole different beast.
Yeah. I got best of both worlds.
From like, you don't cry, you don't whine, you don't speak up. Like, if you're going through something, suck it up. Like, we don't do that in this house. I don't know. It just seems the horror stories I've heard from like African households, like, man, it sounds like crazy, man. It's psycho. Yeah. So yeah. And that's no. Let me make sure I make this clear. That's no discredit to the white community either, because I grew up in a white household, right? And we were very regimented, and there was very much the hierarchy was known, and you don't stray from like.
But there is no
like that is law.
To be honest, bro, as a single mother, like growing up in that and seeing your mother, struggle stuff like that, not your father being around, and you had that aspect as well too.
Mine was a little different because I had obviously had a stepdad.
Yeah. So you stepped in right away.
Well, he was around since 5.
Oh yeah. So
I've had it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I grew up with a father, who, treated me just as well as his own biologic son.
Bro, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's better. Cause it's like this man who just came out, like, that shows you a lot of love.
Yeah. I don't know, cause it's a two-way sword, right? Like, this guy comes in, he's your dad, and you're like, all right, yeah, cool. And then you go through puberty, and then you're, my dad, man, what's he doing? F this dude, because you're butting heads. When in reality, it's because you guys are more similar than you are different, and it causes friction. And in hindsight, there's a lot of that. We laugh about it now. It's like, yeah, I was pretty hard headed. It was like, yeah, and Jim's, he's introspective enough to be like, yeah, like we butted heads, and we probably didn't need to here and here and here. And it's, but at the same time, like, I would never be who I am and have the values and all that other stuff that was when he showed up. So there are points where you hate your parents regardless. And I was going through that, and doing that with stepdad is a little different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's 3. It's idolize, demonize, humanize. Yeah. So what that means is, when you're a kid, when you're younger, you're like, oh man, my dad's so cool, blah, blah. And then when you get older, you try to test them, that puberty, that testosterone start like, no, man, start demonizing them and talking bad about them. And then when you get in your 30s and 40s, like, dang, he was just a human being trying to do whatever.
You just look back and it's like, man. And then, you have kids and stuff. I got a daughter now, and I see the way it really puts it in perspective. So,
a girl, I never thought Aris would.
I knew I was going to have a girl. Man, I was such a wild child in college. I remember people that know me that are going to listen to this. They know that
we were roommates.
They'll be chuckling. So
this.
So
it's come a long way.
Yeah. I'm still working.
That's how we going over our goals.
I'm still working on that.
Back to the goals.
So. All right, what
so emotional, of course, the therapist, because like I said, I feel like I need that, and it's been helping ever since I've been going for like 2 months. And this kid chose mother.
What?
Yeah,
she's a therapist.
Counselor. She counselor. So she
and have like some familiarity there, like somebody who kind of knows your story, and be like, all right, and put it in a in a different light for you to think about, because I think that's the biggest thing with therapy, right? Like, they're going to tell you some things you don't want to hear.
Exactly.
You're going to make you're telling these stories, and they can see right through them. They can see right through your stories.
I'm like, dang, we'll get back to you next week on that one.
Yeah.
Last thing is the mental aspect is I want to learn more about guns. I want to learn more about, like you said, the military aspect. Like, me and my homie, we do the stick fighting, we do knife fighting. He teaches us, and he just a crazy military, like, just the knowledge that he has is crazy. So I want to learn from him and from other things as well too. Just being able to.
Do you want to like build your own guns? Do you want to like build them, or do you just want to put
2026? I just want to do my concealed carry. I want to know because man, when I was growing up, bro, in Chicago, Illinois has the worst gun. Indeed.
Worst gun. Do not be caught in it.
Oh my gosh, bro! As soon as you cross the whole, I'm like, crap! I got my Glock on me. I got my, So it's like,
yeah, you can. Yeah, even if you break your gun apart,
it's
still,
And I had an AK into my Glock. They're like, oh yeah, this dude. And what's your name?
That was a illegal world. The world doesn't need to know that. He doesn't have it. Doesn't have it.
I was about to get deported.
Might just be a skill. Might just be a skill.
But yeah, that's what I call my great eight.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I think you should dive into yours, and then we'll go into the non-negotiables.
Okay.
3.
All right. I think I started writing some down.
Come on,
let me see. All right. I think. So I drove. All right. So a little background on this part. We were talking about this yesterday. We're like, hey, what do we want to talk about? Today we've had some topics, so we just kind of, we go through these topics and then just like, all right, that's what we're gonna do. And Quaker came up, he said, hey man, why don't we go over goals? Like, it's the year's coming up. I said, all right, cool. That sounds great. Needless to say, I'm not prepared. So I go, all right, I show up and I'm thinking, all right, yeah, we'll talk about goals and goal settings, SMART goals, things like that. And he said, oh yeah, well, I got my goals. I said, I have some shit. So let's go. I was like, I'll do a live.
This is better.
Yeah, this is better. Yeah, I'll do it. So I just jotted some down. I think, and you mentioned non-negotiables. So I just looked at non-negotiables because these are all things that really keep me, I guess, focused or in line. When I'm doing these, I feel my best.
Oh, so you're going non-negotiables already?
Yeah, I'll go non-negotiables first.
Do it there.
I'll go non-negotiables first. So my non-negotiables, the first one is going to be, I have to journal every morning.
Okay.
So
hey, you have to. So let's go back to non-negotiable.
Okay, so
non-negotiable is whether somebody passes away, like where your girl leaves you.
Yep.
If somebody's sick, if you sick,
doesn't matter.
Tornado,
doesn't matter.
You have to do this.
Does not matter.
All right, sounds good.
Doing this every.
Oh man, I love it.
Every day, and I'll be one better. For every day I miss, I owe you $100.
Oh, I'm gonna be on that trip soon. Get the pant paid for it.
We'll come back to that. Maybe not that. Well, I got some skin. So
$10.
We'll come up.
We'll do 10.
We'll come up with something. Let's get the thing.
Put in the comments what he should do for consequences. Donating to charity.
You'll be taking pictures of my journal entries. People are gonna know what's going on, man. All right. I think I'm gonna do the journal entry every morning. I think that there was something that happened when I met my biological dad. I went through this, this emotional roller coaster, bro. Like, I hated him. I was happy to hear from him. I had all these emotions that I really just didn't have. I couldn't tap into them because I've been compartmentalizing them so well. Because I think when I was growing up, and this is good and bad, I was always, it was like this way or that way.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it. You do this. Hey, something happens. All right, pack that up. Do this so I can compartmentalize really well. And that really shut off some emotional channels for me with other people.
Yeah.
So I met my dad, and now I don't do that compartmentalizing as well as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
So my emotions run a little bit more, and it's really, really weird to navigate now as a 35-year-old man when I've never done that for the last 34 years.
That's crazy.
Right? So now it's like, oh God, like feeling things I've never felt before. I'm like,
this is good, bro.
This is good. Yeah, man. So this is me being open and this is kind of like a thing. I guess everybody's gonna know about this.
But this is what it's all about. Yeah, we've been real.
Yeah. Just keep it 100 out here. So when I journal, I'll have all these thoughts and they'll pile up in my head, and none of them are bad thoughts, but it gives me an account of how I'm feeling during that day or like day before. If something goes over, it's like, okay, what am I doing in life right now that's putting me in a bad place? Okay, I'm doing these things. All right, what am I doing in this good place? All right, these things. Okay, who do I want to be today? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of guy do I want to be? All right, cool. This is the guy I want to be today. Bing, 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 bing. And I'm not 100% on these. Like, I still struggle with these, and I still make poor choices. I still do things that I have no business doing that'll get, they won't get me in like big trouble, but for like my interpersonal relationships, they could not be great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I'm doing this, have some clarity on how my day is going to go. And it's almost like being a recovering alcoholic, right? It's like, no, I'm not going to be perfect, but today I'm going to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe not recovering alcoholic. That's aggressive.
Yeah.
But it just makes me mindful for the day.
Yeah.
Right. In a nutshell. All right. I'm going to read 10 pages of, I actually thought about this from that 75 hard what everybody's doing. I'm not doing that, but
you're going to read 10 pages a day.
I'll read 10 pages a day
For non-negotiable.
10 pages a day.
Every day.
Every
365 days.
10 pages.
That's 3,650.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, man.
That's good. Yeah. I'll do 10 pages a day.
Cool.
Now these 10 pages,
I like this, bro.
These 10 pages can be in anything. Okay. So if I'm reading a news article, like that'll be one page, right? If I'm reading,
you combine
a book, it could be 7 pages. I like mine. It doesn't have to be 10
What
pages.
y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Should it be 10 pages of the same thing? Or
I mean, 10 pages is the same
addition?
Because what I'll do, when I'm really doing the journal entry, I'm maybe keeping myself kind of waking up early because I like to do it in the morning. If I do it in the morning, I wake up early. I have time between when I'm up and then when I start getting ready for work, when I start getting my kid ready, all that. So I actually have a window of time where I can bang out 10 pages.
Yeah, so I like that.
Yeah. 10 pages. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Put a tack on.
Let's revisit it.
Yeah. Well, let's put a tack on.
Revisit that one.
Remember, these are just off the cuff.
These are loud.
Yeah. All right. The next one though, I do need to stick to gym 3 times a week.
Okay.
That one should be easy. I can always do it Saturday and Sunday, whether I have my daughter or not. And then that's one day during the week.
That can't be a non-negotiable though.
Why can't it be non-negotiable?
Because it's 3 times a week. Non-negotiable got to be every day. Non-negotiable. So I like the journal.
Why can't it be? It has to be every day.
Every day. You got to work out every day. So if you say work out like 15 minutes every day, then that's a non-negotiable. Like I should be able to call you like, hey, Aris, you get your workout in today. You should be like, yeah. You read today. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's every day. I love it though. This is why we're doing it live.
So I can't do like it non-negotiable is in this week. It has to be.
So that's a goal.
It's a daily non-negotiable.
That's a goal. So your goal 3. I like that workout. For the goal, put that
workout.
Yeah, put the workout in. Say 3 times a week.
It has to be how much a day?
No, I'm saying for your goal, keep that working out 3 times a week.
But that's not a non-negotiable.
That's not a non-negotiable. That's why your non-negotiable is only like 3 of them because you have to do this.
All right. And then, well, the next one is not a non-negotiable either. All right, so my non-negotiable is going to be journal entry and then 10 pages a day.
Right. And that's
2 easy ones. I can't be, you don't want to put too many more because then you're just not negotiable.
You're going to be negotiable.
I'm being negotiating myself. Yeah. All right. So journal entry, 10 pages a day, every day. When do these start? Do you start January 1?
These start whenever you wanted to start. I'm starting mine tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow. And they start tomorrow. Note that it's the 15th today, December 16th.
We dropping this. We got to drop this soon. This should be episode 1.
This might be episode 1.
And then come back to the intro.
And then circle.
I like that. That.
Okay. All right. Okay. That would actually kind of be fun.
That would be dope.
That would be kind of fun.
These words backwards.
Well, that might be a good way. Like you drop one that has content and they're like,
yeah. Where this one? I think this is probably one of our best ones.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. You guys tell us. Okay. And then another one. So we're done with the non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are done. Right? 2 non-negotiables.
Perfect.
Journal, 10 pages.
Perfect.
Done. Okay. All right. Regular. I just got 2 really. Gym 3 times a week. Got to get done. And then 3 months out of the year, so a quarter of the year, I will not drink. So I will drink no booze for 3 months out of the year.
So
Here's my question. Here's my question.
February can't be one. February can't be a month. You can't pick February, so you got 11. And number 2, the second challenge is it has to be consecutive.
Consecutive,
bruh. Consecutive.
Consecutive?
Yeah, bruh.
Come on, man.
CONSEC.
I mean, I'm not psycho.
IV.
3 consecutive. Okay.
Bro, I did a whole year without alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, you're stronger than I. I work in sales, man. Like, come on, I need to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a drink. Yeah. And I take you out. I don't really tank, but I
Pause.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Well, I don't really entertain, but
that's a really good challenge.
We get to do like dinners. We get to do, we travel. There's award ceremonies and things like that.
Which I think, should he do it consecutively? Can he do it consecutively with his job?
I've done half of this. Last year I did half of this. I did 45
days of no alcohol.
Yeah, I did 45. That was tricky. That was tough. Yeah, that was tough.
How was it tough? Like, because you're just around people that you don't want to take.
You're just around it. You're just, actually, you know what? I take that back.
You feel the first different when you're not.
The first 2 weeks were kind of tricky because the first 2 weeks it's like a new thing where you're usually like, oh yeah, I'll take a drink. And I was like, nah, I'm good. It's like, all right, then yeah, you do get in the situation where everybody has around you and you're just like, whatever, I won, not a couple. But then by the end of the month, it was just like, man, I feel great. Like my clarity mentally is just so dialed in. I think there's something to that. I don't knock anybody who goes completely sober. I think that's great for them. But I do enjoy
for sure.
So I'm gonna do 3 months out of the year of my choosing. And it can't be February. That's fair. Because 28 can't be.
I want people to vote on which month. You can't choose the month.
All right. I want people. That's fair. And I mean, I could put travel on here, but I'm gonna do travel.
Yeah,
it's like that's not really a thing for me. I'm gonna book it, even if I get to a point where nobody else is going with me.
Obviously, I'll just pack Japan. I didn't even know.
I'll just pack up and do that. I'm taking a trip.
Bro, that's dope.
So I think those are good.
No, that's perfect, bro. Now we got to do something like spiritually, like what makes you connect to God. And it doesn't have to be right now, but
okay, we got to think about that one.
Yeah, think about that one. Like if it's something that you have to circle back to, because what we'll do is if we need to circle back to it, like when we do our next podcast and we talk about how it's going.
Okay.
I think that'd be dope for people to be able to. And then we want you guys to create it too, so you guys could be with us.
Yeah.
We want you guys to be great this upcoming year.
You guys tell us what your goals are, and tell us what your non-negotiables are. I want to know what the non-negotiables are. All right, I want to know what your non-negotiables are what just non-negotiables, and if you feel inclined to be vulnerable like I was today. Then put why those are your non-negotiables. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool to hear everybody's things. I think that non-negotiables really, you know what's funny? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So there's a quote, an interview, whatever, by Kobe Bryant, who was like, before the next season, when I'm in the off season and I'm training, I make a contract with myself and I sign it, and that's my contract. I don't know if this was a intangible or a tangible contract. I don't know if he really wrote this up or if it was just in his head. He is one of the mentally strongest people that this world has probably ever seen. But I'm going to draft a contract for myself. You sit in your stuff, you draft your contract, and I will sign it. I'm going to sign my contract and I'll put it on my fridge.
and you have to have somebody else sign it too. As like a witness,
like a honorable. What is it? Honorable witness.
That's
just a witness, and they have to sign it. You sign it, they sign it, and that's your contract. You have to stick to it. And there needs to be repercussions if you break that contract.
1,000%. Yo.
So what do we
just came up with? Like,
that's pretty good.
Gold.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that? So let me
come up with a contract. Yeah.
All right.
We'll work on that.
Make contract with myself. That'd actually be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be
and
then we can come over here, we can show that contract. And then we'll see how many people you guys do this as well too. And we'll send you the template for after.
Yeah. Let's do it. And then we'll post it. We'll put a link on there or something like that. We can do. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Just like Google Drive, PDF, if you guys want it.
To myself on thing. This is for the next however long, like for this next calendar year, this is my non-negotiables. Being I'm confirming and committing to myself every day that I will do anything. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's kind of interesting.
My non-negotiables. You talk about getting personal.
All right,
so it was gonna be no corn hub.
No corn.
But I'm like,
oh, that's a good one.
But every day. And this is bad.
Good. That's a good one though.
Yeah, bro.
But if that's something that it would like,
I gotta stop.
Weird, man. Like, it is what it is. Like,
my drive is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to like,
I don't know. I mean, as long as it's not, okay, a couple of things. As long as it's not leaking into other parts of your life and distracting you from other things, I think that it's probably fine. As long as it's not
controlling your life
or really changing how you view women, which is tough for me. I've been trying to dial it back so I don't treat women sexually or just sexualize their mouth bat. Which honestly, like, it works. I've done, when I wasn't drinking, I think I wasn't doing that either. And for that 45 days, it was nice. But when I do it and when I don't do it, it's like,
I've been on big like hiatus from it. So like, I'll be like, nah, bro, because I don't like things being able to control me.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, nip this in the butt. Yeah. I talk to myself like that, or to Michael Jordan, Kobe, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mindset. And then there'll be times where it's just throwing up weed.
Yeah, you're just like, man, this would be a good time. It's like, it'd be a good time to rock one house and go to sleep. Dude, I am with you. I think every person who's listening to all this
is crazy.
Every person who's listening,
bro, I swear, it's a $1 billion industry,
and it's not just men.
We can't be the only two.
It's not just men. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what women say. I don't care what women in the church say.
Bro.
Like, everybody has access, and everybody probably indulges at some point or another. And I'm not here. Like, my thing is, I don't kink shame.
Yeah.
Whatever you like to do, like, do it. You know what I mean? Everybody is entitled to their own whatever they like. Right. It's all good.
But imagine
as long as it's legal, you're good.
Oh,
you're good. Like, do whatever you want to do. As long as it's legal, do whatever you want to do. And as long as it's consensual with your partner you're doing it with, or whatever, like, have at it.
But imagine if
here for that,
about this stuff, because it's done in the dark. But if we brought things to light,
it is done in the dark. Well, there's another. So I listened to another podcast, and they're very open with this.
For real?
Yeah, it's super fun. It's the one I sent you. Yeah, they're hilarious. And this is like, they'll go off on tangents about this stuff, and it's pretty funny. And there are other ones that, like, there's ones where this guy, and I think it's his girlfriend or his wife, like, they interview a bunch of porn stars, and like, halfway through the interview, they just end up banging and like fitting. So people are really, this is widely discussed.
This is one of this crazy.
Whatever. Yeah. So anyways, not against it. Not like you should go do it, but if it's part of your deal, it's part of your deal. Just don't let it affect you or what you do or your day to day or some of your relationships in a negative manner. And like, you're dialed in.
Now we're coping, huh?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah. I'm like, what were my ancestors thinking?
Well, if they would have had that, then they probably would have been tuning in. Yeah,
that's fine.
They would have been tuning in, bro.
Amazonians, whatever.
Dude, I don't
and
care.
They were on.
I don't care what anybody says.
Bro,
any segment of the population that has access to this would tap into it at some point or another, and some percentage of the population would be addicted.
Yeah,
a percentage would just do it casually.
Yes.
And every percentage that's not gonna do it at all. And that's just nature of the beast. It's like I think you release fast food out here. It's like there's a percentage that can't go without it.
Yeah,
there's a percentage that does it casually,
and it goes into your
that's like I'm doing that.
Your personality aspect as well too.
Yeah,
like I have an addictive personality.
Yeah,
like I'm like, if I like a restaurant, I'm gonna go to that restaurant. I'm just,
you gotta go. It just comes part of the routine.
It becomes part of the routine, and that's just a routine person. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like habits are big.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out good habits versus bad habits.
Yeah.
Recognizing that and weeding out the bad habits as much as possible. So like what you said, as far as like it's not controlling me and taking my time, so conducive to, so it's one of those things that you have to look at your personal life and be like, all right, bet, what's controlling my time?
Yeah.
Like, is it taking 3 hours? And then after I feel bad, and then I'm this, and then after that, I'm just having 5 hours gone out of my day. And then now I'm sexualizing women, and, so then you need to figure something out. But what one thing we need to do is talk about it.
Yeah.
We act like, and this is my next one, we act like these two things when it comes to money, sex and pornography and all these things, we don't talk about it, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna just go hide it. You got pastors, you got leaders, you got all these people that's doing it, and they're getting caught, and it's like, bro, if we were just more open and we talked about this more as brothers and sisters, whatever it is, then it'll kind of like humanize, make everybody like, okay, but
I think that it's discussed now more than it's ever been.
That is true. That's fine.
But especially like with the advent of like OnlyFans and all other stuff, all those other, I mean, how many times are you getting a friend request from somebody who has 10 posts and like 12 followers that is followed by 500, like little bots, or somebody's, hey, I guess I just joined OnlyFans because they were working some gig, and then they're like, well, if I go sell my ass, like I'll be able to make 10K a month doing whatever. So I think that people are talking about it more than they ever have been. But I don't think it's a terrible thing. I think you just got to be careful with it. I have a addictive personality too, so I understand. That's a good one to cut off. I know when I cut that off, I get more sleep. Because I'm not staying up for that extra 20 minutes. Like,
number one, more sleep.
Yeah, I get more sleep. I feel better in the morning.
Benefits.
If I'm not watching that, then I'm looking at women in a different light. That's fair. So it's just, you just gotta weigh it. Like, are you gonna
big time.
Like, what's the plus and minuses of cutting off versus keeping it around, or just limiting it and sticking to your limiting
exactly.
it?
Exactly. No, I think my goal is to eliminate it, especially that aspect, and then just focus more. Use that time to be able to do something else. So that's the reason why I want to figure out, like, what does the reading look like? What does the growth look like? What can I be learning Spanish during this time? So
there was something I saw back in college, and I would see it every now and then, and if it spoke to men's or maybe just sexual drive in general, but it's like your sexual drive, instead of navigating it to like the internet or whatever, if you navigate that energy into something productive when you're feeling like that, then you're that much more focused on it. It's like harnessing that like drive to do that and then putting it towards something productive.
Yeah, that's my goal.
And
for sure,
if you can do that, then I have to find that, because I can't remember what it was. This whole snippet about it. It was like, men have this drive, blah, blah, blah. And like, if you can harness sexual drive, your sexual energy, if you can turn that into like production instead of just like wasted energy on, whatever, then you become like way more productive and more efficient. In those moments too, right? Because it's not all that, you don't feel like that the whole day. Walking around with just rocked up, like like, oh, I need to go watch it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you're home and you're just like, all right, I'm on
That's how you get your
like,
most. Yeah.
all right, you're kind of scrolling, like you're seeing all these thotties on the gram or like everybody's posting their ass on Facebook or whatever it is. And you're like, kind of nice.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
And it helps
Kinda
limit
nice.
the
Then
screen
you're like,
time too.
okay, all right, cool.
When you're checking the screen time, like, bro, what am I? Like, now, like, I looked at my screen time, like, bro, I gotta, so
Yep.
it really helps limit that aspect. But, you just do an analysis of life.
Yeah.
Like, just look at your life. And, we get tested when we're in school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Go through, quizzes and all these tests. But it's like, test yourself at the end of the year. Like, man, how was my productivity?
Yeah, how's my year? And a year in reflection, what it looked like. Yeah, that's probably a really good idea.
I think that's more important than even setting goals.
Yeah, I mean, that could definitely be a goal for 25. It's like have a month recap. Okay, what did I get done this
Yeah.
month? You sit down and you really look at that. Or you do daily recap when you get home and you say, okay, what did I do today? Like, what did I do to make myself better? What did I do to make somebody else better? And what did I do to get more efficient or something like that? That'll give you, or, what did I do to move towards a goal?
Yeah.
That you said, whatever.
So I'm going to put a pin in that one. The corn hub thing. But my non-negotiables, 3.
But if it in the corner.
Yeah. The asterisks. The asterisks that you put. I might go 3 months.
It have to be consecutive. And it can't be February. February is going to be a top. That's what it's going to be. I wouldn't touch nothing in Quaker's house in February.
It's about to get real. Oh, man, that's funny.
That's funny.
So I got workout for sure. That's every week. I'd say 15 minutes. I know we're going to start 15 minutes.
You're going to do it, yeah.
Yeah, it's every day. Plus, I own a gym, so it's not.
You got no excuse.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Pray each morning with gratitude. I want to do that better. Got to just start my day off with prayer and just talking to God. Usually, that's what we did in Guatemala. It's like just being able to just ground yourself and just say, all right, God, thank you for the things that I do have.
Yeah.
I know we're trying to go grind and God, I want this, I want that. I would love to have this new car, this new house. But man, just saying, hey, God, thank you for waking me up. Thank you for, just have a list of gratitude things that I just pray about. And then the last thing is check my bank balance every day. That's something that, like I said, also,
That's a good one.
Growing up,
That's a good
growing up in a fatherless, I'm not even going to say black, but just growing up in a fatherless, or less, because like, I want to have the family where we sit at the dinner table, we talk about money, we talk about, hey son, what are you watching on your phone? Like we talk about that. I want to joke with my sons. I want to be able to do that because that leads them into becoming the men and women that they're supposed to be, and talking to the kids about that aspect of having a dinner table. But like we were just like, oh, go to your room, you eat your food, you watch TV. And now you're growing up and you're being taught about what's on TV and BT and MTV and stuff like that. So it's like, I want to be able to check my bank balance every day to know where I'm at, to know where I'm going. How the heck am I going to know what my gross is if I'm not checking every day? So that's what I heard one of the powerful CEOs say in a podcast. He's like, once I started checking my bank balance every day, my net worth went through. Because what happened was he was able to analyze, okay, this is the goal that I want to get to. How do I do it every single day? Yeah, not weekly or monthly or when I made a big spending, then I checked it or, so yeah, man. Those are
that makes sense.
My 3 non-negotiables, 3.5.
I like that.
Asterisk.
For the 10
until we continue.
No, that's fair. I mean, this is those things. Yeah, man. I think, I think that goal setting, no matter where you are, is important. And I fall short of that. I know I fall short of that, more than I'd like to admit, even though I'm pretty good about it for the most part. There's definitely a handful that I'm like, I need to write these down. I need to put these on a whiteboard somewhere. And I have a big old whiteboard in my living room. I just need an update. Yeah, I just need that. Like I update it, I'll update it like every other month when I should be updating it like at the end of the week and being like, all right, what's next week? All right, next week looks like this and this and this. And I have it all in my head is what I need to do, but I'll get lost in the week and then I'll lose track of some of those that could have made me, net that much more productive in the following week. So I like that.
I think this was a great episode for
I think this was good.
I will say, being biased, this is probably one that I want out of that one.
I think so. I think this is good. Hopefully, you guys. I think
that's really not.
I mean, we'll find out, right? If we get to we'll find out. I think that's probably a good place to wrap it.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today. Again, if you have streaming platforms, you can watch this on YouTube. There'll be snips on, the Instagrams, TikToks, whatever. And then for the audio listeners, Spotify, Apple Music, just Apple Podcast. And there will also be video on Patreon. So, tune in, let us know what you think, and hopefully we see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.